kété ire ni ọmọ ìlú ní gómìnà kan ìṣẹ̀yà Jídé Adédìróndé ọpọlọ.
Tuesday, 10th of January 2023, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor and his running mate Olufunke Akindele began the third phase of the ongoing visitation to all 245 wards in Lagos. In the next 3 days, Jandor and his running mate will visit and familiarize with all 19 wards in Ikorodu local government. The pair's first port of call is the Adeniro Gusoya compound, where Jandor and Funke met with 4 different groups consisting of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, people with disabilities, professional women bodies, and non-indigens. These groups, one after the other, bear their minds to Jandor and Funke. Olufunke Akindele, with a loud cheer, assured her people, especially women and youths of a government that will work for all. Thereafter, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor speaks to the people of Ikorodu.
To my president, anytime he's campaigning, Atiku Abubakar, he has said that he's going to set aside $10 billion for women empowerment and youth empowerment. Now, that money is money that is going to be given to all the states. Lagos will have his own share. We have put you in a basket across the states to make sure that when that scheme comes, it is you that's going to be the beneficiary.
We depart from here, we move toward E2 to meet with artisans, CDA and non-Yoruba speaking residents of Ikorodu community.
We have been lied to a lot, and you know we have to
This is Adamo Junction. The Jandor Funke pair decided to engage traders, shop owners, and passers-by despite the terrible condition of the road. Thereafter, we moved to Araromi to meet with Adamo Joint CDAs, Adamo Odua Progressive Initiative, Akon and Agunfoye volunteer groups at the Adamo Palace Hall. Some of the ballets on behalf of the community welcomed the pair. We move back to Adamo Junction to meet with the Joint CDA and Odua People's Congress. Jandor reiterated some of his policies that will cater to the welfare and good living condition of residents of the Ikorodu communities.
Sọ fún yín lẹ́ni ní pé ọjọ́ ìní ìtàn orí la máa fi pa. Ìgbà tèmi àti ọmọ yín igbákejì mi bá padà síbí láti wá commission ọ̀nà yìí, a máa rántí ọjọ́ ìní sí rere.
And still in Ward B3, it was another consultative meeting with Council of Neighboring Community Leaders comprising of about 20 communities in Elejina. As we leave Elejina town, we move to Layode community, where the ballot spoke about neglect by the government, another evidence of lack of government presence, dilapidated and worn-out inner road. Despite this, the people of this community came out to welcome their daughter, Olufunke Akindele and Jandor.
Àdúgbò yìí tó bá jẹ́ pé bí ọdún kan méjìlá wá síbí ni ibi tẹ́ ẹ gbà ó ṣe ṣe kẹ́ ẹ má rí gbà o. Àwa tá a wà ń bí ta jẹ́ aráàlú àwa la ṣe ọ̀nà yìí tó fi ṣe gbà. Transformer tẹ́ owó yìí àwa la gbé wá. Tí ìwé débi ní káàní wọ́ọ̀dù káàkiri káwọn fẹ́ jọ gọ́ọ̀nà fẹ́rẹ̀ máa ń wọ́ọ̀dù káàkiri gbogbo èkó kó ṣẹlẹ̀ rí. So ẹ má jẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká shine your face.
And still in Ward B3, we're here to see Igede, Niger Delta non-Yoruba speaking community, Oneness Joint Prayer Congregation, Integrated Agriculture, CDA, Artisan, and Youths. Jando and Funke strolled down the road to meet with residents of the Arewa community and volunteer groups. The campaign train is still in Ward B3, where Jando and Funke met with Joint Tailoring and Welders Association at Isimu Town Hall. Jando and Funke assured these artisans of a government that will not take away their source of livelihood, but will rather make their welfare their priority.
Nítorí ìjọba Jando ti sọ wípé tóun ti dórí àlééfà gbogbo àwọn ọmọ iléèwé àti primary àti secondary lòun máa rọ yúnífọ́ọ̀mù fún ẹ̀yìn gẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ́. Ó túmọ̀ sí pé ìjọba táwọn fẹ́ ṣe àti ṣírò ti yín mọ́.
And finally, for the first day, we moved to Isiwo Central Mosque to engage the League of Imams and Alfaz Ikorodu North. On Wednesday, 11th of January, it is the second day in Ikorodu. With a loud ovation, Jando and Funke arrived Ward C4 in Igbogbo town to meet with the non-indigent community in Ibishi.
We women, we need empowerment.
In his response, Jando assured them that his policies are for everyone living in Lagos, regardless of where you're from.
This is why, as a governor of Lagos State, I am going to put a stop to all the harassment they give to you people in Alaka, in Asmanta.
We are at the moment on our way towards C1 and C2 to engage another non-indigent community, but this time in Igbogbo Bayoku. You can see the love, excitement that comes with knowing that a governor that will for the very first time be elected by the people is visiting them.
We want to make you know we are solidly behind you. Your victory is a foregone conclusion because we are all tired of APC. We are tired of their incompetence.
From here, we move to meet with executives of Igidowo Sawmill, also in Igbogbo. Take a listen to what the Babaloja has to say. From Igbogbo, we move all the way to Elekpe to engage community heads and joint CDAs at the Elekpe Palace. Jando addressed the Kabiyesi and community heads as they offer their prayers. Thereafter, Jando and Funke stepped outside of the hall to engage the joint CDAs and also a quick interactive session with the Joint Task Force JTF. The campaign council also stopped by at Oyebo campaign office, also in Ijede, which is in Ward D1 and D2, to have a quick conversation with artisans who have been eagerly waiting to see Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran and his running mate Olufunke Akindele.
In the book of Igbo Community, chapter 9, verses 27 says, "For God so loved this Lagos state, and he has given his begotten son, Jando."
We arrive in Mota community, Ward B1 and B2, to speak with residents of this community. Jando and Funke were welcomed by this massive crowd with cheering loud ovation. It is day 3 and final day touring all 19 wards in Ikorodu. Jando and Funke went straight to the Adeniro Ogunsanya compound, but these gentlemen, who are Korokwe drivers, have been waiting to engage with the Jando and Funke pair.
Imagine myself with a master's degree driving this Korokwe, and somebody without a premises will come and want to collect half of the money I made in a day. I will not allow it.
And I assured them that when he becomes governor, all their fears and challenges are over. After this eye-opening meeting, we arrive in Iga Solomade to meet with the Bale High Chief Jamiu Solomade. But the residents who have come to welcome Jando would not let him go without hearing from him. But while these interactive sessions were going on, his running mate Olufunke Akindele stormed Sabo Market. We arrive Owutu Kingdom. Jandor walked through Owutu Market all the way to Owutu Palace to meet with Council of Baales. The pair was received by High Chief Ibrahim Ayala. Jandor addressed the Baales and they offered their prayers. Jandor and Funke visited the mechanic village to meet with executives of Nigeria Automobile Technicians Association at the mechanic village. Also here today are the Ebira community and Tapa community.
Number 1, electricity. Number 2, don't go back the older ẹ̀yin náà ló ẹ̀rọ bá tó bá gbé fún wa òun náà máa lò láti sọ owó ìwọlé ọwọ́ bá ti pẹ̀jù kí la fẹ́ fi pé àwọn àtọ̀mọ́ ní. Akíndélé ọmọ bàbá Tíṣà.
Ẹ wò sà, ẹ sọ kankan sí ẹ ní àwọn kan á wá ẹ máa gbọ́. But yín náà lè tún complain. Ipe láti bí how many years ago tẹ̀tí ṣe bọ̀ ìyá ní ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ní.
From Owutu, we move to Agbede. The devastating visuals of the road as we move from Agbede Transformer to Olusugbo and then to Olorogbo. Present here are executives of Agbede Joint Rescuer, Joint Agbede Community Heads, Agbede Progressive Forum Volunteer Group.
People said you cannot come, but you disappointed.
Major problem they are having Agbede is road. Agbede people are suffering too much.
Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran and Olufunke Akindele addressed these artisans one after the other. We leave Olorogbo, and as we drive down to Adaraloye, we pass by Eta Oluwo Road. Take a look at the state of this road and see if there is any government presence here. We finally arrive at Daraloye to meet with the Korodu Division and League of Imams and Alfaz. Shomolu local governments received Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran and the Jandor Funke Gubernatorial Campaign Council on Friday 13th January 2022. Friday and Saturday, Jandor will tour all wards in this local government. Members of the party waited to receive him and his entourage at Berger Junction in Yanowuro. He was received by PDP Chairman Honorable Jagun Wasiu Adewale. At this venue, Jandor will meet with artisans including Mechanic Vulcanizer Association. These professionals bear out their mind to Jandor on how they have been neglected over the past years. Jandor not only offered them some renewed hope, but also made promises.
Ìdí ẹ̀ la ṣe gbé ètò campaign wá pé a máa wọjúlé sójúlé a máa báwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá gbọ́ ohun tó ń dùn wọ́n lọ́kàn àtúnṣe bẹ̀ la máa wá ṣe ìjọba mẹ̀kúnnù làwọn fẹ́ ṣe.
As we leave Yanowuro, Jandor side by side with House of Reps candidate Honorable Sheyi Olowu alias Chicago, House of Assembly candidate Honorable Johnson walked through Bariga Market, reassuring Shomolu residents that a breath of fresh air is here. Jandor walks all the way to Okuta Road. He arrived at this church to meet with leaders of the Body of Christ under the aegis of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Bariga chapter. They assured him of their support, but also appealed that their votes must be protected.
Make it that when we vote, it will be the same.
Jandor gave them the assurances and promises to run an all-inclusive government, which includes having an inter-soccer and sports competition to provide alternative source of informal education for the youth, while they offered their prayers.
We ask that the Lord will stand with you, that your effort will yield fruit.
As we leave Okuta Road, he walks down to Igbogunu roundabout to meet with Unity Spare Parts Association. They were so elated to see for the very first time a governorship candidate have an interactive session with them. It is Friday, and of course, despite his busy schedule, Jandor will always observe his Jumat prayers. We arrive at Daranijo Central Mosque. He was received by Chief Imam Shamsuddin at Daranijo. After the call to prayer, a special prayer was rendered on behalf of Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran ahead of the elections. After prayers, we arrived Kusa Street to meet with the State Rent and Commission Agents Association of Nigeria. National President Godwin Alenke reeled out all the challenges the association would like Jandor to address when he assumes office this year.
I want to also do something about land perfection and regulations. CFO, now government consent.
Jandor addressed their concerns, agitation, and offered a breath of fresh air.
Now you have requested for a land for secretariat. Have you? I know the other man that you went to that time actually promised you. Correct? But do you know why he didn't give you? Because he is not the governor. But me, I am assuming office as independent governor. So this that I have said that I am going to give to you, I will give and no man will tell me not to give.
We moved to Oshikwito Street to interact with members of Agbekoya Group. Governor of Agbekoya, Ifalola Ifaloye, and some executives welcomed the Jandor Funke Gubernatorial Campaign Council. Another walkthrough as we approach Shodimu Street in Shomolu to meet with non-indigent escorts of Widows Association and Women Mobilization. These mothers passionately appeal for more empowerment to be able to stand on their feet. Saturday, 14th January, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran and his running mate Olufunke Akindele and members of the campaign council returned for the second leg of visitations to all 12 wards in Shomolu local government to arrive at the Ahmadiyya Central Mosque in Ladylak to meet with the League of Imams and Fars. From Ladylak, we took another turn to Egberungbe in Bariga to meet with executives of Egbe Omoeko. Thereafter, Jandor speaks to these executives on his plans for all residents of Lagos.
Certificate of indigenship. I'm sure you are aware. To jẹ́ wípé ọba ló máa issue láti mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa gbélé ìbò ni wọ́n. Àwa gbé kúrò sí àgbélọ sí Ministry of Special Duty tó jẹ́ pé ẹni tó wà ń bẹ̀ ọ̀nà ló mọ̀ tó ti wá jẹ́ commissioner ń bẹ̀. Ilé ìtàn ṣe is like a redemption fight.
As these engagements continue on one side, his running mate Olufunke Akindele visits Alade Market in Bajulaye. Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran continues his engagements with different stakeholders in Shomolu local government. We arrived Sholanke in Nakoka to meet with executives of National Union of Tailors, Shomolu chapter.
So we are tired. We need to change.
Thereafter, Jandor reeled out the special policies for all tailors in Lagos.
Ní oṣù mẹ́ta tá à ń pè ní táàmù yẹn, ìjọba yín á máa gbéṣẹ́ aṣọ skul ọmọléèwé ní gbogbo Ṣómólú àti primary and secondary directly fún ẹ̀yin tailor tó wà níbí.
We drive down to Ebute in Ilaje to engage Association of Ilajes in Bariga. You can see the excitement and happiness all over them.
tí ó sì wà ní kápá òun ni mo ti sọ fún Àjàyí ń bì èmi àti ẹ ti fetí kóra wa létí ní agbára Ọlọ́run kó tó wò yí oṣù tó ń bọ̀ ká fúnra lọ́sẹ̀ mẹ́ta a máa ṣe omi sí ibà fún mi.
Just after that, executives of Okada Riders Association in Morocco also received Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran.
Our presiding owner association of Nigeria, sir, our promise you, pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run, pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ tó ṣe ń lọ lábẹ́ ní Track Lagos State, lágbára Ọlọ́run àgbà ní gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀.
Finally, Jandor met with Printers Association Shomolu chapter.
So on the issue of we printers in Shomolu, we've been encountering so much tax and we are not seeing the results.
Jandor touched on all their challenges, engaged them on his policies that will create a business-friendly environment for all entrepreneurs working and living in Lagos. This is Aja Market. Wednesday, 18th January, Lagos PDP Deputy Governorship candidate Olufunke Akindele went around some markets in Etiosa local government. On this tour are the two PDP House of Assembly candidates, Honorable Hassan Zamani and Honorable Akim Jinadu of Etiosa Constituency 1 and 2.
Do you want a change? When election day come out, please vote for PDP.
It was another day to preach the gospel of Jafuneko, the breath of fresh air to these traders and shop owners. Olufunke Akindele was welcomed with a loud ovation by these traders as she goes round all sections of the market one after the other, including Fakorede Food Market, delivering the agenda of herself and Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor. Thereafter, a courtesy visit to the Yaloja, Madam Aminat Adewale Alagba. As we leave Aja, we drove all the way to Obalende. We arrived at Ije Market. These traders, shop owners, all came out to see the one who has brought them the message of a better Lagos without discrimination, oppression, multiple taxation, as Olufunke Akindele continues with the message of the breath of fresh air, moving from one stall to another. After speaking with the traders, she paid a courtesy visit to the Madam General of Ije Markets. From there, we moved to Mami Market, also in Obalende.
No one, we are your fans. We vote for you.
If your children go to school free of charge, if we provide proper health system for you, you know that the problem don't solve. Please, we will make a change.
There is a huge difference between the relative experience of salary earners and those of business owners and entrepreneurs. Someone who has never had cause to set up a business of his, who has never had cause to source for funds, turn it around, pay salaries, pay back the loan and still make profit cannot be expected to be hands-on when saddled with an economy the size of Lagos. Experience that hasn't curbed Lagos's traffic in 24 years of their reign. Experience that hasn't addressed Lagos's perennial flood. Experience that currently leaves us with over 2 million out-of-school children. The duo of Jandor and Funke have been investing in Lagos's economy for about 2 decades, running their personal businesses, employing people with track records of success. Lagos needs a breath of fresh air. Vote Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor as Governor of Lagos State. PDP! Power to the people!